doke. There we go. Alright. So, we saw a movie. Actually, I'm gonna text him that right now. I'm gonna let Wes know what he missed today. Who wants to unpack this load of bullshit first?
Okay, so basically this is a whole thing about the oppression of rights of Christians and stuff.
Hold on, I'm good.
Specifically, okay, the whole premise is a teacher got in trouble for basically responding to a legitimate question that I expect would be asked in certain scenarios.
Okay, here's the thing. This movie
is a load of crap.
It is an absolute load of crap. It is just this total excuse for Christians to feel victimized over shit that doesn't exist.
I mean, not technically, but just nowhere near to that extent.
Oh god, no! Like this is an excuse for whiny, bitchy Christians who go like, "Oh, we're so persecuted in this day and age." Like, no, first off, no, you're fucking not. Second of all, fuck off. This shit. It's all about like, oh, they're trying to repress our beliefs, trying to repress our faiths. Like, nobody gives a shit. We just don't want you to shove it down our throats by, making a fucking movie about it. Oh my god. I mean,
case in point, like miracles from heaven. I could deal with that.
No, the Christian movies I've seen this year honestly haven't been as bad as I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah,
because up to this point they were like, hey, be a good person. Don't judge people. Simple Christian values.
Yeah.
Regardless how stupid the movie is. Okay. So, sorry. As a joke, Wes is really supposed to go see us with me, but we didn't have enough time to when we got. He had to work at 1:30, and it's like the earliest I could see is was like 9:50 in the morning, and we wouldn't get out till like 12:30. So I was like, okay, we don't have time to talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the joke is at the end of this movie, it's very optimistic. It says, believe in the movement.
Yeah.
Text everyone the message, God's not dead, he's truly alive. So I sent that text to Wes. And then he comes back with, switch the audio with the one from Batman vs. Superman, you'll improve both. Which I would love it if the lawyer in this, or who was the name of it?
Ray Wise.
Ray Wise going, tell me, do you bleed? Yeah. You will. God damn.
God, I already forgot most of what the hell happened. It was just so...
It's so full of bullshit. It is so victimizing, self-pitying bullshit.
Like, was some part where I remember, I think we both just like, we were like, the fuck no? Was when a church got subpoenaed.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, this is, again, it's just an excuse for cranky Christians to feel sorry for themselves, to go, see, we're being victimized.
It's like, no, this never happens, and you don't pay fucking taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, where did this bullshit come from? And this is a guy that looks like Jesus right now, kinda. According to people.
Are you really comparing yourself to Jesus?
I said looks.
I'll see you in court, sir. It's just that, like...
Hey, I did play Jesus in one of your shorts, remember?
It's true, I was God, though, so technically I was still higher up.
Damn, you're right!
So kneel. Anyway. Kneel before your Lord and Savior, Superman. Anyway.
The plotline of Unjust, God's Among Us.
More or less. But anywho, so like this whole movie is about like I didn't see the first one. I remember it came out like last year, the year before that, and we saw it it was playing in theaters, but I was like, I'm not seeing that piece of shit. I heard that one's more hateful than this one is, which is kind of saying something. Wow. Yeah, I know, right? Because this one, it kind of does that. It does that Christian movie trope that I hate. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm all down for like. I do believe Christian movies can be good. I've only seen it happen once.
Prince of Egypt.
No, Prince of Egypt too. But that one's not technically a Christian movie.
I'd say it's
a Bible movie, but it's not a Christian movie.
Okay, fair point.
But no, like all I can think of is The Apostle. And that's because I had Robert Duvall, who basically wrote and directed it. It's actually a really good movie. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only other one now ask me, I still need to watch Last Temptation of Christ.
That one has some controversy attached to it.
Oh, I know. Oh.
But anyway, but it's like at the same time, what I can't stand is religious movies that preach this whiny, stupid bullshit. That hey, we Christians are being victimized. We all need to stand up and stand for our rights, man. You know, where the government and everyone's gonna be against us, and we need to stop them because we believe, and they can't push it down, man. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, really, we white privileged Christian people have been pretty good. I've had it pretty good for a good chunk of society.
Plus, in regards to the whole separate church state thing, 2 words: Hobby Lobby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna make a case of that. I don't really care about that. I just know, like, I think this one doesn't quite understand what separation of church and state means.
Yeah.
Either, because the whole thing is like some girl who's like, I guess brother died. I don't know if they're in the first movie or not.
I doubt it. I'm pretty sure this is a completely separate thing.
Yeah, but either way, brother dies, and she finds a Bible that he had, and apparently he was very religious, blah, blah, blah. So she starts believing a little bit too. Then she asks her teacher just about, like, hey, like, they were talking about Martin Luther King, and she's just like, well, isn't that something that, like, Jesus used to say? And she goes, well, yeah, more or less. I mean,
the fact that, and they preach the fact that, like, there were similar things, and of course, you know, MLK himself was a reverend. Of course, that point was emphasized later. But they mentioned that he incorporated those beliefs into his system.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it's a legitimate answer, and apparently, oh God, you mentioned Jesus? Oh, did you do this? Oh my God, what is wrong with you? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
And just it's insane alarmist bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would actually do this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I can't believe you. Now, excuse me, I'm gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance where we mention God.
Yeah.
That actually happened, but it's like,
I mean, like, even then, like, this is just insane alarmist bullshit.
Yeah.
And, like, it comes off as insane alarmist bullshit because every one of the people on the opposite sides is just smug as fuck. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, well, we can ask you for an apology, but you might be in trouble with the school board for your actions, Miss whatever the hell her name is.
I don't remember. All I remember is that Melissa Joan Hart played her. I think her name was Grace. Oh, God!
You just got that?
Oh, son of a bitch! How did I not see that? Man, do I feel dumb.
You should. I'm kidding.
That shows how little I cared about this piece of shit.
But basically it's like, okay, well, if you apologize for your actions, we will push this aside and make it okay. And then he goes, no, I won't do that, and to be fair, like, I get where she's going from. Like, no, it was a legitimate answer to a legitimate question. I'm not apologizing for that. And he goes, well, we'll just have to take you to court then. And not the school system, it's just the woman's bitchy parents, which are like, we're trying to teach our child to be independent, open-minded.
Now let's control what she says and does. By totally keeping her out of the equation.
Didn't, like, South Park have a joke about that?
More or less.
Yeah.
Oh, the goth kid's like, all right, so if you want to be like us and be against conformists, you gotta dress like us, talk like us, and, you know, wear the same things as us.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it's supposed to be ironic, and it's like, oh, well, don't these people see the hypocrisy? It's like, this is insanely mean-spirited, guys. I think you're not quite getting, like, you know, good Christian messages across in your Christian movie.
Yeah. On the topic of that, there were things throughout that also bugged the crap. Other things that bugged me to talk about, because, like, my mom's a paralegal. They are nowhere near as intense as you might think about this shit. And the fact they purposely left out certain things, like, it was like, why did they never show the oath where they say, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And they get like, oh, they're finally showing it. And they left with the so help you God part. I was like, motherfuckers, you goddamn lying hypocrites.
The part that made me laugh, like you were like freaking out through this entire movie. I'm sitting there because I feel like a bad movie veteran at this point. I'm sitting there like, you're like the new person on combat going, where's Amy? So I was like, hold your horses there, Private. It's only getting started. Wait. Because I'm sitting there like, dude, pace yourself. You get tire yourself out before this movie's over. But the part that made me laugh was when, what's that actor's name? the guy who played the
Ray Wise.
Ray Wise, just comes up to, I think his name was Tom, who plays the defender, whatever the hell they call him.
Yeah.
And he starts goes, I hate your client and everything she stands for.
I know, she's
and
like,
I'm gonna see her burn.
I know.
And
She was like so over the top in like one note. It was just like
he was kind of doing that through the entire movie a little bit, and it kind of gave me some enjoyment through the movie.
It did, because he was so over the top. It's like
like he's even doing the part where he's doing the evil smile and like the eyes go down and stuff like and like prosecuting things in court that have absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cases like where characters pop up add absolutely nothing except to do support more victimization bullshit. Like the movie, you almost like lost your shit right at the beginning of the movie because you had that one girl, I don't even remember her name, just she had red hair.
Yeah.
Who says like, oh, I went to the doctor and my cancer's gone. And I felt like her entire involvement in this movie was just to plug the Newsboys.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like there were so many side stories here that she had pretty much had no part in this. Like, there was almost next to nothing she did except for also maybe, oh, hey, I can probably tell your story, person who's being ignored. And
so I can tell your story on not Fox News.
Yeah. And then, oh, God, was it that other guy, Martin? The Asian kid?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
From what I remember, had a Vietnamese last name, yet I'm pretty damn sure was speaking Chinese. I can't remember if it was Mandarin or Cantonese, but it was one of those two dialects. And that was bugging the shit out of me.
I'm astonished that's the one thing that irritates the shit out of you in this movie. Now, as far as I know, he was in the first one, from what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah, like Agent Kid was in the first one.
Oh, I'll be damned.
But like, I just know they have like the part of the laugh is like the dad, where it's like apparently we're being like converting to Christianity is such a huge fucking deal, where it's like, how dare you come back home now? And
and that's the thing about, okay, sorry, the fact that they mixed up ethnicities.
You're not my son.
Yeah. Here's the thing about me. Okay, the reason I was pissed off about that thing, though, first, mixing up ethnicities. A little bit racist on their part, if that was the case, from what I remember. Secondly, yes, the part where he was getting all pissed off was like, you do realize that China and Vietnam actually have a fairly high Christian/Catholic population, right?
We're also looking at realistic in a movie that has Ernie Hudson being a judge.
Oh, that kind of gave me some joy, too.
I was just trying to think of Ghostbusters jokes.
Yeah. It's like that part where, like, there's some argument where he was just like, what in the hell is going on here?
I think that's when I leaned over to you and go, man, I've seen shit that will turn you white. That's probably what he's referring to in Ghostbusters. Yeah. Man, there was this whack-ass court case I was a judge for. Yeah. But my God, I mean, it's just heaps and heaps of victimizing horse shit that just like accumulates in a climax that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, nothing in this movie makes any goddamn sense. It makes no sense why anyone's making such a big fucking deal out of any of this.
Yeah.
And why no one just asked the fucking girl what happened.
That bugged you. It's like, okay, maybe you should bring the person up who is kind of quote unquote responsible for this first. Mm-hmm. And it was like. And of course, the prosecution's like, we're just not going to bring her up because, that'll aid in the defense probably. So it's like, so why didn't the defense ask her up?
I don't know. And even then, I don't get why they just didn't bring the actual defendant up until the very end. It's actually like a big surprise.
Exactly.
It's such a bizarre, like, none of this makes any fucking sense.
Yeah.
None of this is like following any sense of logic or reason. This is just like, I heard one person call this like a dangerous movie. It's like, but it's not gonna convert anybody. This is made specifically for people who would already buy this shit. Yeah. And that's why we were the only people under the age of 50 that was in this theater this morning. I think even God was trying to make us not see this movie, because when we walked in there, none of the marquees were like numbered, or the movies trial just said like best seats in town for every marquee that was on this, so we had no idea which room is number 7, so we didn't know where to go see the fucking movie. I think that was a sign from God right there. It's like, God's like, dude, what are you doing? Go home.
Oh no, we ended up with Batman versus Superman again.
I'll do enough with just as much Jesus. Oh, God.
I'll say this, though. It was still better than Do You Believe? Because at least not every person who was not Christian was an asshole.
True.
Like the lawyer.
The granddad made me laugh a few times.
Oh, the ending?
Like,
you did it!
Like, there's a part in the end where they have the big moment where they say, like, God's not dead as they win the court case, which just doesn't make any sense to say, because, like, it's not like God's existence is really on trial necessarily.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense either. In fact, a lot of the reasons why anyone's testimony in any of this doesn't make any sense, considering the whole entire court case is about somebody asked a question, someone brought up Jesus.
Yeah.
And that brings point I forgot to mention earlier was all separation of church and state thing. There's nothing in the Constitution or anything that says you can't mention Jesus ever.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, as the movie pointed out, we know he existed in some context.
Because the whole thing, it's like, basically neither side is supposed to be influencing each other for the most part. It's like the idea that you can practice freely, but at the same time, religion's not supposed to have any lawful implications on, you know, creating laws / governing.
And, well, like, other than just... And it's like, we need to see this is illegal. What you did was so illegal. It's like, name the fucking law, asshole.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could say anything is illegal.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay. Like, for example, your hair is illegal and it offends me. You must shave.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. The one of the listener parties was like, people get offended, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, so you're saying that only people who are, like, not faithfully inclined can be offended, but you can't.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I was just
it's
like,
hypocritical bullshit.
Yeah.
It's one of these goddamn Christian movies that just has no sense of irony or self-awareness, and it's just preaching to the fucking choir.
Yep.
It's the only reason it exists. I mean, like, I know people want, like, give it, like, a really angry reaction. I mean, I wish I had one for you, but at the same time, like, I knew what this was going to be going into it. I wasn't surprised by anything that was said.
Yeah.
I'll take it back. There were times I was kind of like, oh, fucking really? Really, you're doing this? Like, okay, but yeah, back to the grandpa, though. Like, I will admit, like, I felt like of anyone in the movie, he was kind of hamming it up the most.
Yeah. That's Pat Boone for you.
Was that it? Pat Boone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a country singer, I think.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
I just know in the end of the movie where they say, like, oh, we find you not guilty. And it's like, oh, God's not dead, which still makes no sense. And then, what's his name again? The actor?
Who played Grandpa or the lawyer?
Grandpa.
Pat Boone.
Pat Boone, it plays the defendant's father, and he's sitting at home and he's got a little cane, and he sees the news report and he goes, hee, you did it! And he starts doing this little happy dance. And I'm kind of thinking, okay, guys, you can record now. What do you mean, cut? I was kidding! Don't use that! And even then, there's this part where this whole choir of 16-year-old girls starts singing gospel outside this woman's house. Yeah. And even, like, the dad's face starts singing along, but he's doing this holy, like, almost like Tweety Bird face.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, oh, man. And we were still cracking horrible jokes the entire time.
Yeah.
God damn it, they're on the porch again. Get the hose!
Oh my god.
Or is it like, is it just me? Does Grandpa look way too happy? There's a bunch of 16-year-old girls on his lawn. Which, you know, not a very Christian joke to make.
Ooh, boy.
Or even like the part where they try to add historical context to show why Jesus is real and all that stuff is, like... Again, coming to just no sense of irony whatsoever is when they brought the homicide detective on there, which kind of a weird defendant. Okay, whatever.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I was wrong. So he did have a Chinese last name. It was, yep.
So he made that whole gigantic stink over nothing.
Yep. Just like the people who made a stink about the whole subtext here.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so in that case, sorry, misheard the last name. So
now you can get mad about Chinese stereotypes. You have dishonored your family. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Please don't let my Taiwanese stepfamily hear that.
Sorry. They don't watch the show, do they?
I know my dad does. Occasionally. I hope my stepmom doesn't watch this one episode.
I'm just praying to God my heavily religious family doesn't find this video. Fuck it, I'm going to hell anyway.
You and me
I'll
both.
do my happy dance. You did it.
You sent me to hell.
I'm on the first floor. Heat rises. Woo, it's hot.
Oh my god.
Special hell. We're going to send to a special hell.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, this movie.
You know, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear that joke about how the person like has a flooded house and or like a flooded town, and woman's sitting there And then someone drives and goes like, oh, it's time to go fly, get out of here. Drives in a car, says, come on, I'll give you a ride. He goes, no, it's okay, God will save me. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever, and he just drives off. And then it starts flooding up more. And then the person on the boat comes by and is like, come on, get on board, we gotta get out of here. It's flying. He's like, no, don't worry, God will save me. And he goes like, are you sure? We can save you right now. I said, no, it's okay, God will save me. And she
this joke, yeah.
And then in person, it floods even more. And the person, helicopter's like, come on, we gotta get out of here. It's like, you're gonna die if you stay here. He goes, no, don't worry, God will save me. He's like, okay, and then he flies away. Then she ends up drowning. He goes up to heaven and goes, God, why didn't you save me? He's like, I tried. I sent the car, I sent the boat, I sent the helicopter. You think God was trying to do this for us for this movie?
Probably.
Goes and be like, God, why did you start to see this movie? I tried. I gave you traffic. I gave you I made Grant late. I didn't give you the marquee number.
No, I was actually here at like 10:15, like 10:10.
I got there at 10:15. You got here at like 5 till.
No, because I was in my car waiting.
Oh, well.
I expected an earlier text saying I'm here.
Fair enough. But either way, still, well, if I acknowledge that ruins my joke, so thank you for killing that for me.
That's my job!
But like, I mean, it's another one of these goddamn movies. You know what you're getting into. There's no surprises. It begins and ends exactly the way you think it's going to. What else? I did take a little issue to the line at the very end when like the angry prosecutors are walking down the hallway and he goes, "Oh, don't bother with the appeal. I don't want to make her a martyr, set a precedence for these people." And then like the assistant goes, "Well, you did prove the existence of Jesus Christ." My first was like, "Okay, how?"
Yeah.
I would like a little explanation on your logic there, little Puffy Puffstein.
There's got that whole idea of like they had like all those scholars and like homicide talk about how like, oh yeah, there's evidence that he exists. You look at the fact that like there's things here and there. There's like, you also do realize that there are a shit ton of gospels that were left on the cutting room floor that had contradicting evidence, as well as the fact that a lot of these things were passed down from person to person before they were eventually written down, right? Like,
and then in one of the cut chapters, God was a dragon tamer. Jesus was a dragon tamer. This is real. And he cut that shit out. That for sure was awesome.
I really don't know if you're joking or not.
I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. And he melted people's faces off. Jesus was a badass in this version.
Damn, where was this?
It's like one of the cut chapters like no one really pays attention to.
It's like, okay, here's my reason. Like, I do believe that Jesus was a real person, yes, but at the same time, there's a lot of suspect stuff, so obviously that's about as far as I'll go.
I don't care what you believe. I don't care. Yeah. That's not something I'm gonna comment on. Yeah. But
also the fact that it's like, look, we're not discounting the idea that Jesus was real or not. It's more about the idea of like certain teachings being inflammatory. So once again, they missed the point.
More importantly, none of this has to do with fucking anything.
Yeah, because, that was the other thing. Like, like there was such hypocritical stuff about like the whole MLK Jesus thing that, popped up later on in the courtroom as well. It's like, so MLK was a real person, believe this, does that really, and if you're denying the fact that he's influencing this, then what makes you think that it's like, I don't know, it's just, so many loopholes and just logical fallacies. Oh, I got a headache.
Yeah, I feel like you had a much stronger reaction to this movie than I did.
Mostly just because, like, I have family who are cops, I have family who are, like, worked with the federal courts. And it's just like, when you know the legal precedent, it makes it much more infuriating, especially when you've been around some of it firsthand.
I just know, like, I have my own belief system.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't believe anything like you believe in.
Yeah.
But this movie was clearly not meant to really convert anyone.
Oh, what's that? Oh, what's the other thing you're talking about where it's like the whole Muslim-Islam thing?
Oh, yeah. Like his opening statement, like the prosecutor's opening statement is like, well, I don't know, no offense to Muslims or Islams out there, but if somebody asked me a question about Islam and I like reference something directly from the Quran or not Quran.
It's like the Quran.
Oh, it's
like
Quran.
By default, I'm inferring that I think my religion is better.
Like, it's like, no, you're answering a goddamn question.
Yeah. It's like no, that's what this movie's doing. What? Just someone. It's like, oh God.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? It's like that. If you know that information, you explain that information. It's like I'm thinking of that Adam West Family Guy sketch where it's like that's a great question. And I think it's our right to ask these questions. Because asking questions is American. And it's like, is that what you want us to do? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think they actually talked about that before at some point too.
Probably. I don't know. Like, again, this movie has a scenario specifically set for people to feel victimized, who already feel victimized.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are going, this is fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
And you should fucking treat it like it's nonsense. Like, even if you're Christian or not. Like, just treat this like it deserves to be treated in a way that, like, this has no basis in reality whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to Christians who feel... Actually, I'm not sorry. To Christians who feel victimized, you're not fucking victimized.
Yep.
The world doesn't fucking revolve around you. Get over it. I can also say that about my ex. But...
Oh, my.
I'm not bitter. I think we were joking around, though. When that Asian kid, after he's been disowned by his family, says, I think I should be a minister, and I think I need to go back to my preaching word. I lean over to you and go, God's not dead 3.
I have a feeling
War
that...
against China.
I have a feeling that will be a third movie.
It's entirely possible, and I don't doubt it. Just like, oh, God, you think it's bad for Americans. Imagine what they can do to the Chinese.
Oh, boy.
I don't have anything else. Do you got anything else? Oh, do you want to talk about that last fucking climax with the weird scene where he starts prosecuting his own defendant?
No, I knew what that was about. He was basically, it's like, that's right, if you prosecute this woman, you're all assholes! That's basically what I got from it. It's like, okay.
I was like one scene away from going, you're out of order, this whole court's out of order!
Oh, that's what the judge was basically saying.
I just remember that one scene. I used to watch Becker as a kid with my family, and there's that one line where the main character does that in court, like, no, you're out of order, and the judge stands up and goes, you have no idea how much I hate that damn movie.
I know what movie that is, too.
Yeah.
I think it was Injustice for All.
Yeah, something
Thanks,
like
Al Pacino!
The classics.
And the guy who I thought was Gene Hackman for a while, but turned out it wasn't. I thought Gene Hackman was the judge in that movie.
Do you just want to talk about the trailers? Because there's one trailer in particular that I know just kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah, sure. Because, like, I remember there's some part where, like... Oh, I remember the other bit. Like,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
So, I will say this, in terms of subplots, there's, as we mentioned, there's a lot of shit that, like, leads to nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, the Martin Yip, he had no impact on the story.
Wait, which character?
Martin, the Asian kid.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, so what was the point of that? The pastor didn't really have any impact on the story because he eventually just gets knocked out of the thing anyway.
Yeah, and then they had that whole baffling thing where he's like, all right, everyone, they're asking for all our our gospels for the past 100.
Yeah, they're trying to subpoena us. Once, as we mentioned, that complete horse shit. That would never happen.
Never comes back to play either. So it's like, first off, there's no reason for this to happen. Second of all, never actually does anything in the long run. And thirdly, it leaves that kind of hilarious scene where the pastor walks in and says, like, it gives like a letter to the person saying, I'm not gonna submit these. And then the guy is this big shit, like, chubby faced guy, like,
oh, yes!
Like,
I think that was where we lost it.
Like, I feel like, I was like, I don't know what his name is, but I'm feeling Chester. But anyway, he has his glasses and white beard, and he kind of turns around like, it's like, that's all the files you have. It's like, no, this is just a letter saying that I'm not gonna do it. And he goes, excuse me.
You know what? I also would have gone with the name Wilford.
I like Chester better.
I know.
And he does this dramatic stand-up too, and he goes, let me tell you, they say that the squeaky wheel gets the wheel, get the grease chomp on ribs.
Yeah.
He actually did have ribs on the table. I'm not making that part up.
Oh, he did? I didn't even notice
that. He was eating them before he walked in, so leave him on the desk. Anyway, stands up, he goes, but I have another saying.
The nail that sticks out gets hammered at.
And we just smashed in. It's like, Okay. There's just a lot of overdramatic bullshit like that. Nothing ever comes of it.
Yeah.
It's never brought up again.
Yeah. Also, the thing with the pastor, just when he eventually falls ill with whatever, I don't know
With
what.
illness.
And just like Ray Wise in his cheesy over-the-top glory, well, I guess God is dead because they just lost their only hope. And I just was like, what the fuck?
Again, I gotta come back to that one line of, I hate your client and everything she stands for. Like, I just want to hear him say that. Just take like same exact tone and inflection for something just as trivial.
Yeah.
Like saying, I hate peanut butter and jelly. I don't like the crust.
I like the way that man thinks.
It's like that is just as pointless and just as over the top.
And as we said, redhead news blog person, also completely pointless.
Just say like, hey, my cancer got cured by the power of prayer.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk
again.
Yeah. Well, no, that one is a case of not only curing. Do you believe that not only cured cancer, that cured death?
Oh, yeah.
Once again,
I like the way the Punisher did it better. He was just so pissed off. Death Good is like, no, I'm not touching this.
yeah.
That's a better way to go. Rather than I was saying the power of prayer. I like the version better. The devil didn't want me.
Oh, what was the other stupid part where, like, they're at the courthouse, there's, like, a storm on one side and, like, this completely sunny field on the other?
I have expected to see a White House down girl with the flag in the front. Oh, God.
It's like, I understand that, yeah. So, there are people who protest against each other about feeling victimized, like, on both ends, but just, oh, God. Oh, God. The irony of me asking for God's help. Oh.
Well, at least we know God's not dead. Again.
He's not dead, just powerless.
No.
No, really, theologically and logically speaking, it's not that he's not dead.
I'm not even touching that with a 30-foot pole.
Just saying.
I don't want to get sued.
Yeah. Then sue me. I don't know.
Written and starred by John and John Smith.
But it's an interesting idea. Is like, okay, a lot of the stuff is based on human decision. He cannot influence human free will. Most things happen because of free will. Therefore, he's kind of.
Although there is some debate whether or not free will is an actual thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that leads to the other critical part is like, and by acknowledging that, then you're kind of acknowledging a lie because it says that we have free will, but the only way he can have power is if we don't. Well, in terms of human choice, in terms of natural disasters, that's a completely different subsection. That's a completely different story.
Not even gonna go there. Yeah. I know my limits. I know I'm out.
Yeah.
But anywho, I think
pushing the bear, poking the bear,
pushing the bear's worse. Push the bear.
That's what we call the Revenant.
No, the Revenant taught you push the bear will fuck you. Okay.
Let's talk about trailers.
Yeah, we gotta get something to eat because I gotta head out pretty soon.
Okay.
First we got Angry Birds again. We've talked about this trailer before.
Yeah.
We did get the trailer for Ben-Hur, which I understand a lot of people are upset about, and I understand why, but I never saw the original, so I guess I just have no opinion on it.
Regardless, I haven't seen it either, but it just looks stupid. It basically looks like Pompeii or Gods of Egypt. In terms of
I would put it
quality.
on the level of Pompeii, not quite Gods of Egypt level, but Pompeii's fair.
Oh, so you're saying it's going to be even worse than Gods of Egypt?
Oh, Pompeii was not worse than Gods of Egypt.
They're about on par for me.
They weren't that. Pompeii wasn't. At least had Keith Sutherland to ham it up. That was kind of enjoyable.
And Gods of Egypt had
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler to ham it up.
Yeah, but
Kiefer Sutherland hammed it up more.
I was gonna say Keith Sutherland was doing some kind of weird fucking accent that made no sense.
Yeah,
that was kind of hilarious.
Also, the stupid thing where they get turned to ash while kissing.
Oh, yeah. And then we got a trailer for Me Before You. Speaking of Dragon Ladies.
Wait, what?
Me Before You. That was one with Khaleesi.
Oh yeah,
wooing.
I thought we talked about that one before.
We did. I think so.
That's the one where just it looks like British Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, pretty much. Aren't they all kind of British-esque? There's usually at least one British person. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Admittedly, the fact that it's British and the fact they're actually trying to have some kind of fun makes it look a little bit better than Nicholas Sparks' thing.
And then we got Mother's Day, which is Jennifer Aniston just not age?
Very, very slowly. I'm guessing you saw that commercial. Or that thing where they showed her from, like, her career, and basically just borderline looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it's like Keanu Reeves. It's like, what the fuck? What are you on, and where can I get some?
Also Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah. Oh, Tom Cruise I made some kind of deal with the devil. That's the only way I can explain his facial expressions half the time.
Maybe he is Xenu. He's the one stealing all the souls.
God, would that be a great role for him?
Oh my god.
Why hasn't Tom Cruise played Satan yet?
Because, Tim Curry did in the same movie.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Yeah. You remember Legend? Well, no.
I've not actually seen Legend.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that, Tom Cruise is in that movie and Tim Curry's the devil.
I just know that Mother's Day, though, just like, again, just a non-aging Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Just in one of those fucking movies.
Yeah.
It's like Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve.
Well, it was done by the same person who did Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I know. That's why I look exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're done.
Although they did say like a phrase of like, it's like, oh, tweet at me for this or that. It's like, okay, first of all, I know you're trying to be hip with the kids, but no one actually fucking says that. Nor would they rely on that as a method for communication. We have phones that text people. Sorry, that pissed me off. And that's where like Jennifer Aniston throws that joke at the end of the trailer. He goes, "Oh yeah, tweet at me." He goes, "What?" It's like, yeah, see, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right because nobody does that.
Exactly. Well, that could be the point they're trying to make.
Because we have phones. People use phones to text each other. You know what they say? Text me when you want to check in. Because that's what sane people do.
Right.
Not whoever think, oh, this would be hip at the kids. And then we got the most nothing teaser trailer.
Oh yeah, that other like
God Bless the Broken Road, which is gonna
I was like, what the hell is going on here? I have never seen a teaser say so little. It's like they're literally just saying two Bible quotes, I think. One definitely Bible quote that someone's saying like, God will make things right. And it's like,
well, it showed a leaf in a pod, so I can only assume it's Bug's Life sequel.
Oh, it better be. Or The Secret Life of Timothy Green.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh no!
You already saw one Jennifer Green Christian movie this year. We don't need another. Jennifer Garner, not Jennifer Green. Anyway, then we got. This is the one where it was like, fuck, the worst time to release this trailer ever. The Secret History of the Democratic Party.
Oh! Oh, God, that motherfucker.
Whereas, like...
He released another documentary, like...
Who is this guy?
He's like this uber right-wing Indian guy, that's all I know. Dinesh Souza, I believe. That's... he made another, some, like, about Obama. He made a documentary a couple years ago in which everyone was like, this documentary is complete horseshit.
And at the same time, it's like, what are the Democrats hiding? What global conspiracies?
Yeah.
They're trying to steal the greatest treasure in America.
America!
And I was like, with Trump and Cruz being the front runners of the Republican Party right now, not a good time to bash on the Democrats.
Yeah, and also what they were showing, it's like, look at how bunch of racist assholes the Democrats were. It's like
Trump!
Yeah, it's like, you do realize that people change and that you guys are basically now the new Democratic Party of the 1800s. And
you just, I don't know, at the same time, I feel like one of those crappy, I half expect to see that aliens guy pop up. Like, Abraham Lincoln. Aliens. It was like, oh man, it's like, wow, here's what the Democrats don't want you to know. It's like, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling some bias here.
Yeah.
Could just be an inkling. But I'm suspecting he doesn't like Democrats. And I honestly, I kind of think the whole political system kind of fucked up. Like, not necessarily Republican or Democrat, more just a bunch of people that are just fucking things up no matter what they do. And yet we still keep convincing us every election year there's gonna be one glorious savior who's gonna fix everything, and we all act surprised when that doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find out what the hell that documentary that guy did.
We did it with Obama, we're doing it again with this one.
Yeah, with Hillary. Specifically, I think.
Actually, I was thinking more Bernie.
No, they're aiming oh, I thought I meant the political subject matter.
No, I was talking about political figures as a savior figure, and then being surprised when the dumb thing they said actually happens.
Yeah.
but that's gonna draw fire. So send all your hate mail to michaelthecomicnerd@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. The documentary was called 2016 Obama's America.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, was that what you will about Obama's policies? I will give him credit that he's probably like, he has some of the best answers to the questions I've heard people ask him I've ever seen from presidential.
Yeah. I don't agree. Yeah. I don't agree with all his foreign policy, but at least we got some things here that were desperately needed, like legalizing gay marriage for one.
Well, that is like, I remember I saw one picture where it's like something that apparently actually happened. And somebody goes, tell us about your plans for nuclear war with Russia. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, fucking really?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I kind of admire someone who's basically, that's a fucking stupid question. Next question.
Yeah. Also, what was that bit where he called Kanye a jackass?
I didn't hear about one.
Oh, it was funny because it happened like right after he got in trouble with PETA for swatting that fly.
He got in trouble with PETA for swatting a fly. Yeah. I didn't hear about that.
And so, like, after, like, a couple weeks afterwards, it's like, it was around that time where Kanye did the thing to Taylor Swift, hey, I'm gonna stop for a moment, but, you know, Beyonce had the greatest music video in the world, and there's part where he just goes, like, oh, he's a jackass. Oh, he was a jackass. I guess he was being broadcasted, so people was like, oh, no. And it's like, come on, go easy on me. I'm still in trouble with the PETA thing. Just go easy on me right now.
It's like, you hear the Lion King thing he did?
Oh, yeah, I heard about
where like apparently like at a dinner or something like that, where he plays like I would like to show video of my birth.
Yeah.
Just a picture of the Lion King.
Yeah. Well, back to the drawing board.
Then he goes, and I want to make it clear to Fox News, that was a joke. Anyway.
We should probably get going because we need food.
Yeah, I think we've said our piece. So
yeah,
God's Not Dead 2. You recommended?
No, hell no. Still a bit more than Do You Believe, but no. Oh, this is just such tripe.
Go watch The Apostle. That's actually a good Christian movie you can go watch.
And Prince of Egypt.
That's not a Christian movie, though.
I know, but it's still a good religious movie.
It is. What even comes out next week? I don't even know.
Hardcore Henry.
Oh, no.
What?
The Boss.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Me too.
Oh! It's got worse reviews than this one! Oh.
Yeah, it's got 11% right now.
Oh, wow.
Fuck. God truly is dead.
That reminds me, did you go watch that pre-screening of Criminal tonight?
I got plans tonight, sorry, man.
No problem. Thankfully, this gives me the chance to do other business meetings I kind of need to get done anyway, so it all works out! So, we're skipping the movie where the father of Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern / Deadpool / Two-Face /
Two-Face?
Batman Forever.
Oh,
/ Commissioner Gordon are all in the same movie.
I saw the movie last year. It was called Selfless. That had Ryan Reynolds, Ben Kingsley. That wasn't any better either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know. I'm not saying this movie's gonna be good. It's just funny that there's a bunch of people who play DC characters in this thing.
Nowadays, not really, considering how many Superman movies there are right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's all I personally have for this. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope it was everything you wanted. So, see y'all later.
See ya.
Turn off. No, God, we won't keep talking.